Howdy, y'all. We're ENDEAVROne, and we're going to cover Smart Nolanville and our creation. Go to the next slide. This is our team. This is ENDEAVROne. You can pause and look at the names, who's in LA, UP, CS, and Viz. And our founder is Chris Chin. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to join us today, but he's been an integral part of this team. Next slide. This is our site location. As everybody knows, we're doing Nolanville in Bell County. Next slide. So our mission or our goal was to provide Nolanville with a design that can enhance community involvement, create active mobility, improve the quality of life for residents. Additionally, we'd like to attract visitors to the city in order to boost economic prospects and commercial business ventures. The one thing we really focused on was quality of life, and you'll see that throughout the project. So we did a pre-study of Nolanville that involves economic stats, demographic stats, and just all about the city so that we can support the town and come up with the best plan possible. Next slide. This is a Texas comparison. You can pause for the stats. There's just a lot of different things about age, income, home value, and the cost of living as a percentage compared to the rest of Texas. Then the next couple slides, you'll see an economic study that focuses on the 3 different sections of Nolanville. So if you see on that picture to the right, it's split up into three different parts, which was part of a study done on Bell County. Next. This is the northeast section where we covered demographics and average income and average age. Next. The west section. And finally, the south section. So what we really wanted to do was focus on growth and where this growth really occurred. So we found the growth occurred most in the northeast and in the south section. So you'll see later in the project, we actually tried to join these two and really bring them together. Next. This just covers our purpose, and it covers placement, intention, and commitment. All things that contribute to adding to the value of life of the Nolanville residents, including an economic booster. Next. And this is just a wrap up of our pre-study and what all we covered and how we covered it using the framework for creating a smart growth economic development strategy, a tool for cities and towns created by the United States Environmental Protection Agency.
Our objectives for Smart Nolanville include economy, technology, smart systems, community engagement, city connections, aesthetics, and sustainability. Our master plan shows areas of proposed development which are designed to make Nolanville a smarter city. The area is located in the center of the city and involves elements such as a green space on the north side with jogging trails, a smart park with smart technology on the south side, and an area of commercial development. We have 3 design phases. Our first design phase is connection, and it should take about 2 years to finish. Phase 2 involves infrastructure and road work, which should take 2 to 5 years. And our final phase involves the commercial development, which should take about 5 to 10 years. The first phase involves things such as smart parks, sidewalks, green spaces, safe crossings, shade trees, smart kiosks, trails, and walkability. Map showing the connected sidewalks that we plan to propose within the first phase. This perspective shows the northern phase, which includes jogging trails for visitors and residents. This is a perspective of the highway underpass, which includes connected sidewalks, safety crossings, and vegetation. This is a perspective of our smart park, which includes various elements such as a dog park, kids playground, a native garden, and trails for people to walk in. This also includes our smart technology such as smart lighting and smart kiosks.
Next in phase 2 is the development of infrastructure and throughout Nolanville, focusing mainly on connectivity within the city, solar roads, low impact development materials, smart street lighting, kiosks, safer streets, and smart technology. Coming to the street design, we have a primary streetscape design featuring smart kiosks, solar roads, and smart low-impact development technology that can be used to power street lights, smart kiosks, or other sources like to the city's power grid. Here are the secondary and tertiary streetscape designs, which can be used interchangeably with primary given funds allowing or being hindered.
So the third phase of our development strategy for Nolanville and their smart development strategy is commercial development, which includes restaurants, shops, smart technology, an art and historic district, and green infrastructure. So the site plan shows two different distinct areas. One includes a sculpture garden and an art museum, and the other includes a retail shopping center that could be used for both retail, such as restaurants, or other type of shops, such as clothes shops, or even other types of tourist attractions that you'd have available. This is a blow up of the arts and historic district, and this showcases some of the LID and smart features that we included into the design, specifically green walls, kinetic pavers, green roofs, covered patio area, including the smart kiosk, and even an ENDEAVROne autonomous vehicle drop-off center. The mural walk is an example of including elements of the arts and historic district in with the retail / shop commercial area. These murals that you see off to the left could even be painted over from month to month, include adding new interest and another reason for shoppers to show up.
For smart systems, we have included our true ideas to make to connect it, to make our application be applicable for computers, laptops, and mobile devices. Within those applications, all across the board, we want there to be, to increase Nolanville's community engagement, and through engaging through Nolanville's community, that is how we'll be able to increase Nolanville and add more connection within the individuals. So you can go to the next slide. So within our visualization, we have decided that the applications that are needed for all the platforms will be to have an event in which users will be able to see live events that are occurring, a carpool thing, either to incorporate the smart cars, the smart autonomous vehicles, or for there to be an application where residents can apply and help each other out in order to create more engagement. They'll be able to report a problem, either to incorporate new upcoming districts and shopping districts that are updating on the map, or either to report a problem that is happening within the community in order to problems for us to figure out and solve. And also for civic resources, we'll have information regarding like the mayors and other governors that are in Nolanville. You can go to the next slide. For our initial ideas, we have created these mock-ups in which it represents our initial idea of wanting it to be a phone app. And within these pictures, you can see how we are trying to create the concept of how the user will interact within a mobile device. As they are clicking on the device, they'll be able to see like the location pings and everything else. You can change to the next slide. So for our first mock-up, a team member I collaborated with was from Team Spark, which was Anna Cooper. Within her design, she focused more on creating the design that focused heavily on the kiosk / tablet. And while my design, I was trying to focus on the mobile devices in order to see how our application could extend beyond just the kiosk. So you can go to the next slide. Since we were going on different paths, we decided to create two different versions of what could potentially be our application. Within my application, I solely focus on how the application would be seen as just a map. Within the map, we have two key elements being for the user to search the location and to see upcoming live events that are occurring in the present or will occur in the future, while Anna's vision showcases how the different applications of the announcement board, the rideshare program, and report a problem would be seen on the just solely on the tablet device. So you can go on the next slide. In my version, right, what you are viewing at the moment are examples of how our UI will look. The image on the left showcases our landing page for the interactive map. On the map, you can see different location pings of all the different buildings. And while on the black, you can see the live events that are occurring at the moment. When you go to the upcoming schedule, you can see the upcoming schedules that are occurring within the month of April and so on. You can go to the next slide. In this slide, it shows like an example of how my product would look on a laptop and a tablet. And you can go on the next slide. While in Anna's vision here is mostly just solely on just the tablet, on the left is her example of how she would envision the landing page for our product. And on the right is a picture of the different menus that the user would be able to choose in order to go to the next application and be more informed. And on the next slide. And in Anna's design for her UI, you can see on the left the announcement board, which will be able to inform the users of, like, for example, what's been going on right now and news that will keep them updated of what's occurring. And on the right is her envision of how the map will look on solely a tablet.
Another smart technology we're planning on implementing is the solar roads, a multifunctional smart implement that can be used to both charge the other smart technologies that we are planning on implementing, such as smart street lighting or the smart kiosks and information kiosks, as well as could serve as a unique drainage option if implemented as such.
All right. Moving on to the computer science part of things, we basically divided our task into 3 design phases. Our goal essentially is to provide Nolanville with easy access to information and that residents may need in their daily lives. We plan on doing so using a text messaging bot for those without internet access. So the phase 1 was setting up a backend, following it up with training our Endeavor bot, and then the last phase was to deploy it smoothly. Next slide. So phase 1 was completed before the midterm presentation. So basically, we have then worked on the phase 2, which is to train our Endeavor bot. So we used Twilio's autopilot feature in accordance with our own backend to accomplish this. Our backend is deployed on Heroku at the moment. Basically, we built a conversation-style bot to handle requests such as displaying events, weather, directions, etc.
So on the picture on the left is a screenshot of a text simulator of our model. And this text simulator is a feature provided by Twilio Autopilot that allows for faster testing. For each query you input into the simulator, it provides you with the model's prediction of the question's category and its confidence level. And on the right is a screenshot of what the text messaging service will look like. So Nolanville residents will send their queries as text messages to an accessible phone number, and a response will be returned for each question. Next slide. So the machine learning problem we're trying to solve is a classification problem. Specifically, our goal is to classify each question to the category it relates to. And once we are able to classify each question, we can provide an appropriate response to the user. And for the data we use to, or go back to the other slide. For the data we used to teach our model, the sole feature of the data was a question, and the outcome of interest is the category the question belongs to. There's a total of 75 samples, 15 for each of the 5 categories, and each sample represents a question the user could possibly ask in a text message. And using a feed-forward neural network on our data, we were able to achieve a 96% accuracy on classifying the question into the right category.
So the last phase of accomplishing this task is to actually test and deploy this actual ENDEAVROne application. So during this actual phase, currently we will be giving access to the ENDEAVROne to our group and faculty members for actually testing and getting feedback on whether or not the actual task is completed. And then after that, we'll also release the ENDEAVROne through an accessible phone number for text messaging. So when you utilize, like, say, your actual phone, you can text in an actual query to actually gain information on what's going on with Nolanville. Next slide. And then the benefits to our actual application is that we will be providing a website for the smart kiosk, and we're also going to provide a communication channel to access some of the features that you've seen so far without having the use of an internet. So this application will mainly be utilizing the SMS text messaging based app, right? And then so this would allow us to actually provide intuitive reporting problems feature as well as a specific job board through an SMS service.
So this is our final plan for Smart Nolanville. As you can see, we've incorporated all the three elements of commercial and infrastructure together, and incorporated smart technology, LID features, and other features, including that we've all encompassed through our respective departments, such as urban planning, visualization, computer science. Thank you.